How to get the LEDs showing on your Lynx distributor. Hi folks, I'm Roger from Offgrid, and in this episode we're going to take you through the very simple process of getting these LEDs to show on your Lynx distributor. As you can see at the moment, there are no lights on. So normally when your LEDs are powered, or when the circuit board inside that is powered, the Lynx Shunt will show a green LED over here in the middle where it says power, but as soon as one of the fuses blows, then it'll go amber, and you'll see it'll go amber wherever the fuse is blown. Amber or red, I can't actually remember, but anyway, it won't be green. And so it's handy to have these lights actually working, these LEDs actually working. The problem is that the Lynx distributor is really designed to work alongside the Lynx Shunt, and the Lynx distributor gets its power from the Lynx Shunt via one of those little grey cables that I'll show you in a moment. In many cases we don't want to use the Lynx Shunt. In fact, the Lynx Shunt is quite a pricey item, so most people would far prefer having a simple smart shunt, which is this one here, because this one is only around about £100, so a lot less than the Lynx Shunt, which is I think a few £100 or so. So we can't actually take any power off there because this requires 5 volts. So interestingly enough, although it's a whatever 12 volt, 48 volt system, whatever, this actually requires 5 volts to operate the circuit board inside there. So let's go and look at one that we've opened up now. So here we've opened up our Lynx distributor, and as you can see, this is where the LED would be, and none of the LEDs are showing. Now what we need to do is we need to pass 5 volts into this connector over here. They supply, so when you buy a Lynx distributor, you get the grey cable that you would normally plug into these and daisy chain onto your Lynx Shunt, but in this particular case we're not using the Lynx Shunt, so we need to power this with 5 volts in some other way. It's basically USB type voltage that you are looking for. So there is a brilliant hack to make one that will get all of these LEDs working. So let's get to it. So when you buy a Lynx distributor, you get this little cable. I can't remember what these plugs are actually called, but so this is what you would normally use to daisy chain between the Lynx Shunt and the Lynx distributor, and this is how you would power it. So what we're going to be doing is we need to pass 5 volts into there, or inject 5 volts into there. And what we are going to do it with is this very simple, inexpensive little device that we get from the Pi Hut here in the UK. I don't know where you'd get it in other countries. For us it's really easy to get it from the Pi Hut here. And basically this is taking 12 volts, so 12 volts coming in there and 5 volts coming out here, and we're going to wire that into there in a moment. So while the soldering iron is heating up, I'll show you what we do here. So firstly, take that so that you can make 2 of them eventually. Do the unthinkable and just simply cut that. Right, then we are going to bare this cable. I'm going to take quite a bit because I need quite a bit out of here. You will notice there's a black, red, green and white. And basically you're going to take the 2 inner wires, the green and the red, and you're going to get them out of the way. In this case, I'm just simply going to cut them and get rid of them. And the yellow will become your live and the black your neutral. So let's bare some of that. Right, then this one here, you're going to take this and cut this off, and this will be your 5 volts out. So again, positive and negative. So let's bare enough of this that we need. And I've prepared 2 bits of heat shrink here. So I'm going to just get that and pass the first lot of heat shrink over here. Then I'm going to take this red to yellow. You could use a barrel connector, but they're such tiny little wires. So I've wound those on. Now I'm going to do it this way, get that into the air. There we are, that's soldered the first one. Don't forget to put the second lot of heat shrink on. Might have been an idea to put the heat shrink on before I bared the wires, but anyway, that's worked for it okay. There we are. So I've got this nicely soldered. So I just fold it back and run the heat shrink over. The heat shrink just acts as an insulation layer. With the heat gun, be careful not to actually burn the wires. I haven't shrunk them a great deal, that's enough. They won't move because they're adhesive inside, so they're not going to budge or move. That's going to be fine. So I've decided to connect this where we get some 8mm bolts. So I need 8mm lugs here. These have got a little bit of wire showing, but it's not enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind this up and turn it over so that it fits nice and snug into the lug. So that's fitted into there. Get my crimper. That side first. Let's shrink these. So this is now ready to test, but here's a little bit of a tip. We have known some of these to be faulty and they just pass 12 volts through. So it's a really good idea to test this. Even if you just plug it in and test for smoke, that's better than nothing. It would be better though if you could actually test the voltage. The problem is to get a multimeter probe into these tiny little gaps here is quite difficult. Okay, so we're going to be connecting our cables onto this positive and that negative. So at first I'm just going to touch them on and check nothing is smoking, nothing is burning. So it looks like it might be okay. We'll take this off. So I've got them the wrong way around on here, but that's fine. It's reading 5 volts. So that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to make sure it wasn't reading 12 volts. So you can pass this various places, but our preference is to pass it back through over here. So we pass it around the top here. And there is enough that you can leave this little unit tucked away in here somewhere. Even tucked away over there is fine. We bring this one down here, and then this needs to go on the back. So just plugged in. This is the fiddliest part of everything, is to get this plugged back in here. There we are. So we have some lights working now, and we just pull this, neaten it up. I'm going to actually remove this fuse and just show you. So there's nothing actually on this fuse, but I'm just going to take it off. So let's simulate a fuse blown. As you can see, that's gone red to show us where the fuse is blown, and now that is red. We put the fuse back in. It should go green. There we are. It's gone green. That's that's why we like the LEDs to show, because it shows exactly when there's a problem with one of the fuses. Let's put this cover back on so we can see exactly what it looks like. There we have it. Nice green light there. So hopefully that's useful if you have a Lynx distributor running with a normal smart shunt and you want to power the LEDs. Just needs 5 volts. So we'll see you in the next episode, and have a good week.